Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Why Not Tuesdays, another Wednesday edition. So, after all of the mention and long-awaited ado, here is the first copy of my book, and I hope this is getting in frame. So, it came out to be total of 123 pages of material. I haven't bothered 3-ring binding it yet or anything, but I've got it broken up right now into 3 different sections. I've got a reading section, a coordination section with coordination exercises to help get all 4 limbs of the student working together, or separately, however you want to look at that. A groove section where it's, we start with really basic rock grooves, and then we just kind of throw small alterations in on that over time. And then at the end, I've got, I think, 8 pages of drum fills that, of course, always tend to be the favorite with any of the students. But yeah, that's the material that I've been compiling and making for over a year now, I'm pretty sure. And then a few things I added when I looked back at it. It was like, okay, I need to fill this, and then before I print. And then I went through and I edited all of those pages to look better, and I printed it. So that is that. Now that I see it in physical form, I'm starting to think about, do I want to add more to this? Is it a good size as is? Because there's other material that I want to have. I want to be able to provide my students with worksheets like, for young students who've never dealt anything with music before, things like how many beats is a whole note worth? How many beats is a half note worth? How many beats is a quarter note worth? Name this note, and I'll have a picture of a note on there. It'll be an 8th note, and they'll just have to write 8th note. Or, measures of 4/4, where everything's in 4/4 at the very, very beginning, and just be like, fill this measure with the appropriate number of whole notes. Fill this measure with the appropriate number of quarter notes, and have them figure that out to get them understanding those concepts. Have them draw quarter notes, 8th notes, 16th notes, half notes, all that. Because the seeing it, naming it, reading it, and writing it, repetition like that, I believe, goes a long ways to helping students remember, oh, that's an 8th note because I had to draw 20 of them. And I know that there's, 2 of them per quarter note because there was an exercise that helped me remember that, that kind of thing. So I want to work out some kind of those worksheets. I haven't attacked that yet, but I'm maybe going to do it today, maybe tomorrow, and just kind of start sketching out some basic outlines for stuff like that. Another thing that I want to provide, and I worked on a little bit of this morning already, is writing, not by hand, but in the computer, form charts for different pop songs that I use with my students when they get to the point where they're ready to start learning songs. So yesterday I made Billie Jean by Michael Jackson, because that's a really simple drum beat with not a whole lot of extra flair, but a little bit to challenge the student. Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. I'm probably going to be doing the Rolling in the Deep by Adele. All these different tunes. I want to have some introductory ones, some intermediate ones, maybe a couple more complex ones. And in doing that now, I'm starting to realize that even this next step up of the program, the print music, finale print music, which is like $120 version of the program, falls short in that area. It works wonderfully for everything else, but when it comes to chart writing, there are some things that I want to do that I can't do. But I want to include these charts in the book as well. That way I don't have to necessarily print them and give them to them later. They can just be in the book, ready to go. And then when it's time to learn songs, I'll plug in my iPod to whatever apparatus we have, play the song, and the chart will just be there. So those are a couple other things that I want to potentially add to the book that I have to just make up and consider and think about how we're going to be doing that. We've started Tech for Violet. I'm not sure if I talked about that last time I was on the show. We started Techs last Friday, right? Yeah, April 1st. And then we have Tech tonight, which will be the last one. And then our preview performance is tomorrow evening, and then opening is on Friday. So that went by very quickly. It's coming together pretty well. Probably a few couple touches and polishes that we need to put on some things, myself included. But we'll be ready. It'll be good. And then last Thursday, I did my final recording session for Alex Meyer's album for the songs I'm doing. With the amount of workload I've had between musicals and lessons and all these other things I've been doing, he ended up giving me, I think it was, a few different songs to work on, to practice, to record. And then he's got other tunes on the album that, one, stylistically fit better with a few other drummers he knows, and I know as well. And he says one song, I'm like, yes, that drummer should do that one, not me, because he will do a much better job, because that's right up his alley, and it's going to be kind of outside of my realm of comfort. So there's a couple of drummers in mind that he's going to have record the other songs, partially because it's better stylistically for them, and also it would take me a long time to work some of these songs up, and he wants to try and get that process on the road. So we recorded. Oh, wow. Now, suddenly, I'm so sorry, Alex. I just forgot the name of the song. The Triumphant Return. That's it. And it's this big orchestral piece with strings. I'm pretty sure there are woodwinds and brass in there as well. And then I was the percussion. So what we did is we set up a couple of my low toms, and we played through the tom part of it multiple times with the tips of the sticks, the butts of the sticks, and with felt timpani mallets as well. Because he's going to layer these to make it sound like a bunch of people are playing. Sorry, Alex, if I'm giving away all of your secrets. And then we recorded my bass drum with a couple different things, bass drum pedal, timpani mallet, that kind of thing. And then we were able to borrow 3 separate snare drums of different types, all wood, but different depths and sizes and shapes and sounds. And there was a snare part that goes throughout the song as well. And I did 3 takes of that, 1 on each snare drum. And at the end, he threw me, hey, just do some cymbal swells. And I had my wonderful 18-inch K-Custom dark crash there, which has the most fantastic tone. I love those cymbals. And just did some swells at different points and some crashes on them as well. And he said he was happy with it. I thought it went pretty well. I was pretty happy with how it went. We got all that done in 4 hours, which was pretty awesome. Yeah. Other than that, there's not a whole lot that I'm doing. Now that I'm not working on Alex's stuff for practice, the next stuff that I'll be working on is my shuffle, because I'm going to need to be doing a lot of shuffle work on the $1 Million Quartet musical that I'll be working on middle and to the end of May for rehearsals, and then performances start in June. So the shuffle I'm going to be working up, but then also, since these other things are off that I've been spending all my practice time practicing, I don't have anything necessarily that I'm set for practicing now, and I want to get back to practicing things for myself and not always just for other people. So I'm throwing around a couple ideas about what I might do and trying to involve it in the show as well a little bit. So more information on that later, once I actually come up with a little bit more of a solid plan, because I tend to make plans and then not follow through with them forever. Oh well, I got busy. Whatever. Excuses. But this time I really want to try and get something figured out for a routine practice time, what I'm going to practice, what area of my playing I'm going to focus on and practice and improve, and then try and find out a way that's entertaining to share with all of you. So that's all I've got for today. Yeah, that's it. So thank you for checking out the episode this week, and we'll probably see you another week or 2. Sounds great. You have yourself a very nice day. We'll talk to you later.